It's a real big upgrade over what we had. As you can see, it was designed as an old school with the white facade on the outside. We have new parking. When you get inside, you'll see that it's state-of-the-art, but it's not overkill. It's not a Taj Mahal by any means, and it was money well spent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On a new police station, finally.
Thank you. It's a long time coming.
Yeah. You like it?
I love it. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here about 22 years, and I never thought I'd see a project like this. We've always talked about the different dreams and the hopes, but from what we were in before compared to now, that's amazing. So I'd like to take you through, kind of show you every room, kind of the what we had and what we have now, the benefits of it, and just to basically give you a tour. So when you come into the police department, again, it's 100% better than what we had. We literally had a regular window here, like you would have in your house. This is now bullet resistant. The tray underneath is 100% better. Security is definitely good for our dispatchers and the rest of the officers. So if you have a issue, you want to come into the police department, this is where you'd start.
Nice. So you used to have a drug box here too.
We did, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that we're going to put it back. This area didn't change too much with regards to the size. However, it is down on the porch or the enclosed area at the fire department. So come on in. Now we're in the chief's office, which can be a good thing for you. It could be a bad thing for you. However, this is the chief's office, and not too much changed here from the old setup to the new one. However, he did lose a little bit of room, a little bit of space here, but basically meets his needs that he has here in the station. So this is dispatch. We basically doubled or more the space in here for our dispatches. We have two setups, so you can have two dispatchers working at the same time. It's a lot more secure. Our rest of our computer systems, surveillance is up here. Again, it's just a much better environment for the dispatchers. The way it's set up, and it's manned, 24/7. Another office off of dispatch, and that is for our clerical dispatcher, Eric Baker. So this happens to be our break room. The area which we can show you before in our old station was literally a closet. You had no chance of taking a break, sitting down and having a meal. So we made it much better for all the officers and dispatchers when they're working their shifts. We like to eat too. So trying to put some of this in perspective, as you come in the lobby here in the station, and this was our old station, this was our break room. Legitimately, it was inside of a closet, and we had a sink in there. This is our officers' area. So the officers come in, do a report, have some paperwork, whatever it is that they need to do for their tour of duty. But for the most part, as you can see, is mailboxes and filing cabinets and whatever. We never really had an officer's area in our old station. A lot of the times when they would do a report, it was inside of the booking room, or it was in maybe even a dispatch because there was no room. But now they have their own area, they can kind of settle down and do the reports in here, whatever other paperwork they need. So this is the sergeant's area. This is where myself and Sergeant Fliss have. We have our office. Similar to the chief's office, it's either really good or it's really bad if you're in our office. So, but again, we didn't have the area before. It's a definitely better use of the area that we can have our own office. I know it sounds pretty basic, but again, one of the reasons for the station is to have different areas outlined for different reasons. So this is kind of a unique area of the building. This is where the old station used to end. So we had a set of stairs out here, and there's bathrooms on both sides. From here forward, we renovated the entire building, and from here back is all brand new construction. We have a bathroom on this side, we have a bathroom on this side, and there's the front door that we came in when we first started the tour. So this is one of the two areas of the building that were basically untouched. This is a jail cell that was built on volunteers and donations, and the first jail cell the town of Templeton's ever had. When we built it, we completed it, and then we got kicked out. We had to do the renovations for the rest of the station. So we have 2 jail cells now. This is one of them. And it sounds pretty basic. We understand it's just a jail cell, but it's a tool for the police department that we need just like anything else. Flip around and heading this direction, now we're into the new addition or the new construction. To our right hand side was the offices area. We have handicap bathroom right here on our right, and over here on our left is going to be booking. If you happen to get arrested or get in any kind of trouble, you may or may not come in here and we do a processing. We have the breathalyzer machine, you get fingerprinted, we ask you a whole bunch of questions on our computer, and then again, depending upon the circumstances, this would be our second jail cell that we have for the police department. You have to understand that there are certain requirements with regards to people being under arrest, being sight and sound away from one another, obvious things like male and female. So we get a lot of questions as to why do you need this or why do you need that. That's the reason why I'm just trying to explain some of the things within the department. Again, these are tools that we need to do our job each and every day. So again, basically just a room, which doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but we consider this our interview room. Maybe you want to come into the police department and report whatever it is that you want to report. We have a little bit of privacy. The old station, everybody used to come in, everybody knew each other's business. This is more of an area that's a little bit more private, especially if you have any type of a crime that, you know, or any situation, not just a crime, that you want to relay to the police department without everybody knowing. So for the health, mental health and fitness of our dispatchers and our police officers, hopefully in the near future, we're going to have this as a gym. So this is the rear of the building. This would be the area that's mostly used by the officers coming in and out, whether they're on patrol or not. And potentially if you were being questioned, if you're under arrest or anything like that, this is where you come up these stairs as well. And then they go right into booking, which is the next room down. So this is the outside door to the rear parking lot of the station as we just came down the stairs, but the officers would park their cruisers right out back here. And just for logistical reasons, the school parking lot is right behind us. The school's right over here on my right. But basically the officers come in and out of here, and you can go up the stairs to the top floor, or you can take a left and go into the men's locker room. So this is the men's locker room. Again, doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot, but we never had a locker room. We never had real lockers. When we purchased these lockers, they have all kinds of stuff for the officers where we can put our boots. Obviously this one's empty, but we can put our firearm in here. They can put a lock on it. We have plugs in it so we can recharge our radios and our flashlights, hang our uniforms, whatever other gear that we want. It sounds pretty basic, but this, again, just justifying the whole reason why we have the station. Things like this, we can come down, we can change. As we continue around the corner, we have showers. It's just a basic need, but much needed because we've never had one. So this is our training area. Anytime we did any kind of training, meetings, basically anything like that, we didn't have any room. We had no space to do it in. As you can see, we obviously have tables and chairs now. We have for the most part, we can do a lot of the stuff that we need to do in-house instead of using somebody else's facility. So we're still downstairs. We just came out of the training room in the hallway. On my right-hand side is an electrical room. And then on our left-hand side over here is our detective office and our records room. Just another reason why we justified getting a new building is because there are a lot of records that we have to keep permanently, and they build up over time. Unfortunately, especially many years ago, they didn't have the storage that we have now on computers or whatever, so a lot of it's just paper. As you'll see on the side of some of the offices, they have a little control pad where only certain people are allowed in and out of those rooms. We all have a security pass, and your pass will allow you to certain areas of the building and will not allow you into other areas if you don't need to be in there. So we're downstairs. We just continued up the hallway a little bit. On my right-hand side is going to be our elevator or our lift. Again, as we come in from the back door downstairs with our cruiser, Maybe we have somebody that's handicapped, not able to make the stairs. Even if they're not in trouble, sometimes we have people that have to go upstairs or downstairs with the requirements. We now have an elevator in the Templeton Police Department. Never had one of those before. Okay, so this is evidence. We have a court and evidence officer. He has his office, tracks all of the evidence and all of the court stuff in here. And again, some of this stuff is very important. We have to keep forever. Other stuff we, bring to court as evidence or different scenarios inside of a court case. And before, with the old building, we didn't have the room that we needed. We didn't have the security that we needed. Now we have the security. It's all organized, and it's, again, 100% better like it's supposed to be. This is the women's locker room. So we have one part-time female officer, and we have two full-time female dispatchers. So they have some lockers down here. Again, just an area that they never had before. So this is the other set of stairs, basically bringing us back up to the front of the police department. These stayed. They weren't any addition or anything like that. They just obviously redid the whole area. So just again, to put some of this in perspective, this was one of the existing bathrooms of the old building. And I tell you this as embarrassing as it is, but it's the truth. The men's room here, so when you would open up the door, you literally had to step over the toilet in order to shut the door. But now, as you can see, it's a much bigger bathroom. I don't have to step over the toilet anymore to shut the door.
For the years that we were here, at times, when you had other agencies come in, it was kind of embarrassing bringing people to our facility. And now we actually have outside agencies actually wanting to come to our facility to conduct interviews. We just accommodated a state police with a fire investigation. They were able to use our interview room. So it's a really, really big upgrade and necessary to be able to perform our duties. I just want to thank the community for coming out for us and supporting us for all these years. It's been great.
How was the chief as a boy?
Well, he was a typical boy. He got into trouble and whatever, and just like a lot of the young kids today. But then when he started high school, he kind of told me he wanted to go into law. So he did go to college to be a paralegal. But then he said, you know what, I want to be a policeman. So he decided he wanted to be a policeman, and he couldn't really find anybody who would sponsor him, so Hubbardston sponsored him, but we had to help him go to the academy. And he got really, really interested in it, and he kept pushing and pushing, and he got in just about the right time because he followed the steps of the other chief that he took his position, because you got to be there when someone else retires. And then he went to, he got his degree, and he kept climbing the ladder, and I think he got his bachelor's. I don't know if he has his master's. But then he went to Quantico because he wanted to do that, and it took quite a number of years to get in there because they have like 2,000 applicants a month. And he did very well there, and he talks about Templeton all the time. He loves his job, so I'm very proud of him.